What's up guys, welcome back for another YgoPro duel video. Next match, Cross-Banlist Cup. Second match here in Group G. We have Nekroz versus Dracopals, two kinda big names here in this game's history, right? First deck list we see here is Dracopals. This is performances and pals after the ban list, right? Basically after the ban list, but again with that one-off monkey board. Only one of Lesser Pendulum, of course, but as you see, it's running it's basically an Ariadne version with, of course, the full Solemn Brigade, I guess. The chances against Unicorn.deck, against, well, Nekroz, Google.deck with all the searches, one of the most consistent decks ever, archetypes ever in this game's history. Definitely a lot of difficulties, right, to Unicorn, so which deck has the advantage? As for the people here, is that 60% see Dracopals winning over Nekroz, performance Nekroz from 2015. That's interesting, definitely. Going first is definitely important, right? That has been, like, throughout, basically with every deck throughout the history of this game, but well, with Nekroz, you know, you want to set up your Unicorn, and well, the deck is not bricking, right? You're always going to set up Unicorn, although the potential difference between games is that well, Unicorn needs defense. There are a couple of options like Trishula. Trishula can be important to prevent targeting. I'm looking at Archvita-centric, like the Exiled Force-like cards. I'm looking at Valkyrus, of course. Valkyrus, like a Battle Fader. And we have Gungir. Yeah, Gungir prevents destruction as well, or protects the potential Unicorn. Anyway, so his hand was solid, getting those extra draws out of Valkyrus, and let alone, yeah, some extra protection for Unicorn. This is of course a problem. I'd basically go for double beat stick, and Ignister is going to eventually attack into Unicorn, but fall for another out indeed, to, well, something to protect the face-up Unicorn being decisive armor, and I think we knew that, right? So the game basically was over, and for me it's important, of course, to play around Trishula. That's always important, right, against Nekroz, but playing like a full pendulum deck, it can be sometimes it can be quite iffy to try to get rid of your entire hand, because that's not that easy with you know, pendulums, right? But yeah, first game is not going to matter too much, so I do opt to go first. Game number 2, this is an okay hand. Immediately going to Wavering Eyes, having the Archvita-centric, eccentric already in my hand, so I definitely going to keep that one. And Yunoki Turtle eventually will net me a draw. No, indeed, no Pendulum Sorcerer. Okay, that's fine, I guess. Getting an extra search here, and the thing is here, again, should I be playing, can I play, well, yeah, I could have played around Trishula, you know, Special Summon Archvita-centric as well, not search and go for, let's say, Rafflesia, I guess, but I don't know, you're definitely always going to activate Warning on the Manju or the Senju, I feel, right? And Titanic Galaxy is, of course, always going to negate the first ritual spell, right? And if there is a Trishula, right, with the 4 cards left, that might be it. You know, Nekroz is super consistent. It's not that big of a deal, right? That's why I went to, or at least that's why I searched a second copy of Archvita-centric, just in case if there was a Unicorn next to, well, the potential Trishula as well, right? Trishula, well, out of 4 cards, he needs to have like a solid hand to go for into Unicorn, into Trishula, right? Or the other way around. So if there was a Trishula, just in case, you're getting another Archvita-centric. Anyway, so game number 3 again, yeah, indeed, Nekroz opting to start, and my opening hand, the Solemn Brigade going second feels quite iffy, can be okay to make your, at least, yeah, prevent your opponent from, well, Trishula, yeah, to use Trishula on you, I guess, or stop them from using another Manju during their second turn, but again, a very solid turn on his part, again, having the Valkyrus and Unicorn filled with protection, right? So again, Wavering Eyes getting an extra search here, the Solemn Warning. Warning is not that great, you're forced to Warning or use Warning on a ritual spell, so that doesn't feel that fantastic. But anyway, so set up my scale, Archvita-centric was blocked by the Trishula. That's a problem, again, I think I have to go for basically a big beat stick. Try to get or attack over the Unicorn, but fall for a decisive armor again. And that's a problem, right? I do have 2 sets, and as I mentioned before, I'm forced to Warning here, and I believe my last set is a Scolding. Is it Scolding? Not sure about this. Yeah, Trishla not live indeed. But yeah, due to, not sure about their names, but you know, the interaction of the low-level Nekroz monsters, the regular effect monsters, right? And yes, the disrespect, the Gaga Cowboy for the late, at least the last 800 burn damage for the game. So game number 4, again, I opt to start. My opening hand is decent, I guess. Using Master Pendulum to pop my own Luster Pendulum, setting up an Ignister and of course a first turn Titanic Galaxy, important to prevent my opponent from Ritual Summoning, I guess, or, well, you know, just attach one of the first spells he activates. So again, warning on the summon, on the normal summon of either Manju Senju, prevent my opponent from getting those extra surges and potential pluses or outs to maybe shut down Titanic Galaxy, right? Anyway, so Pendulum Summon for 4 feels great, right? Master Rule 3 Pendulum Summon. The Pendulum mechanic in Master Rule 3 is just ridiculous. Anyway, so try to attack for game, but of course we knew we searched Velk, so okay, going to set up my board even more, getting some extra draws. Yeah, set up my Pendulum Scale, potentially set up my Pendulum Scale for next round, G-Turtle and Factor, of course, and yeah, indeed, my Pendulum Scale is still set up, and of course Dweller, very important to prevent my opponent from using the ritual spells, but this is something I overlooked, although I don't think I was able to dodge a potential Excited Knight with that dead Scolding again due to the Bottomless Trapple. Well, yeah, not set Bottomless, I guess, yeah, indeed. But yeah, whatever, right? It's not going to matter. Again, Master Rule 3, Pendulum Summon, just Pendulum Summon 5, that's fair and balanced, right? But my beat stick is going to fall for another Decisive Armor. But again, it's fine, I still have my skill set up. Not sure about my set card, which my set card is, but again, I can just still have my scale. Go again for the huge Pendulum Summon of 4 monsters, I think, and hopefully the Utopia can connect indeed. Deal damage, and again, this feels quite iffy, which, you know, which Exceed or which extra deck monster should I make? Of course, go for Utopia and Lightning, get some extra protection with Dino Stir, and that's it, right? Scolding not live, and I believe the other 2 are bluffs, yeah. Again, the potential Trishula, then again, there's also the potential of him going for Brionac, right? Bouncing back the extra deck monsters. Not sure if he had the option, but this is fine as well. Unicorn on his side of the field, but no protection. Although the problem here on my side is the big beat sticks. You know, all the Ignisters are gone, so I think my only option here is to Suicide with King of Fairlands. Go for Castel, the bounce back Trish, and there's a Scoop. Not really sure how many ritual spells are left, but I don't think there are too many options, I guess. So game number 5 again, he opts to start. And again, he has a solid opening hand, right? Again, using Valkyries, getting those extra draws. Yeah, Dracopals not making any hand traps, I think, so that's a problem. Or could be a problem in the future against other potential decks. But again, a solid opening. Unicorn, Valkyries, getting those extra draws and potential, well, protection, right? Yeah, indeed. Archfeed-centric on the Unicorn, but Nekroz of Trishula is going to prevent that, negate the targeting effect. Get a huge Pendulum Summon off, and yeah, basically the same place, right? Hope my opponent does not have either Valk or Decisive Armor. Not really sure which one he searched in the first turn, but again, I have to kind of attack or force out the negation or prevention, prevent cards like Valkyries or whatever. Again, a Solemn Strike on the effect of Manju Senju. Okay, I can get some, get some damage, and this is lethal since I think my last set here is Scolding again, not live, and yeah, the dilemma here again was Joker. I think I could have searched G-Turtle to you know, immediately activate G-Turtle, prevent my opponent from Trishulaing me, but the Trishula was already in grave. Then again, you know, there are options to Ritual Summon from the graveyard, so it was, you know, a risky play. And talking about Trishula, again, the same dilemma. I can activate the Claw here, Silver Claw, I believe the name is, in my left Pendulum Scale, but with the scale of 5 and 6, I'm going to shut down my own Pendulum Summon, and I opt not to do that. If he has Trishula, that's fine. Trishula doesn't really matter too much, but I think this feels a little bit safer. That's the correct word. So there is a Trishula, okay, that's cool, but in the long run, again, if it was Trishula, if it was Brionac, it didn't matter. Brionac can just bounce back Ignister and, you know, the lost damage, he's just going for a game, so it doesn't matter. If it's Trishula, if it's Brionac, doesn't matter. So again, well, I think this was a good duel, a good match, going back and forth, but again, yeah, Unicorn was just too powerful. And also, of course, with the protection, the good hands on Nekroz's part as well. So, a well-deserved winner here. Next matchup, Group H. Again, like always, feel free to leave your predictions. Shadows, Artifact Shadows, winner a couple of years ago from the Cross-Banlist Cup, is going to take on Ravine Rulers, of course, from 2013. Also one of the winners of the previous Cross-Banlist Cup series. So again, feel free to leave like a vote, top right corner, or a comment down below. Okay, thanks for watching, and feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.